we've talked about how we can serve O for often, N for intentionally, and now it's the final piece to our Let's Make a Deal, serving with one is enough in mind game show today. Enthusiastically. Think about when you go out throughout your day, the difference between folks that are just kind of like, whatevs, or like, hey, yo, I'm super pumped to be here, right? There's a big difference. Consider when you go into a restaurant and you have a seat, maybe Sunday for lunch, or on a date night, or even just going out for breakfast with a bunch of friends on an in-service day for school. You sit down, the waiter or waitress comes up to you, and throw the menus in front of you, and they're like, what do you want to eat? Seriously? No tip for you, right? But what about those folks that come up and say, hey, good morning, so glad to be here. What can I start you guys off to drink with? Okay, I got that. Well, check out our specials, and I'll be right back to take your order. Huge difference, right? There's one person serving with kind of a bleh attitude versus another person that's kind of happy to be there. They're excited that you're there. They get to serve you. It's a privilege that they've been called to serve. And they want to do that with enthusiasm. The same thing goes for all our jobs, all our callings, all our everything, whether it's in school or at a friend's house, whatever. If you're not happy to be there, they're going to know. Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. But if you do it enough, that's going to be a part of your heart. Think about maybe you go on vacation and there's a tour guide and they're like, okay, on your left, there's some stuff with things. On your right, there's some more stuff. What are we done yet? You know, like I've met people like that. You know you have too. Probably today, let's be honest. But then you go to a different tourist attraction, and that person's like, hey, on your left, look way over there. There's something super duper cool. It's really cool. We don't see it very often. Get pumped. Oh, and on your right, here's something else really neat. I love my job. I'm happy to be here. I have the opportunity to serve and to give to you. Huge difference. I want to make this a little bit more real for you and compare 3 different ways to serve or to give to folks. So the first way, of course, is kind of that blah feeling. You know, you come out here and you're like, hey, yo, have some flowers. Have a great day. What else? Really? That's ridiculous. But the second way is you can come over here and you can be like, hey, here's some flowers. Oh, it's so cool. What's your name? Okay, that's cool. And you're going to scare the heck out of them. You know? You don't want to do that either. Plus, you don't want to be insincere, because that's not going to work very well either. And then, here's that last way. You can serve and give people things with a heart. What's your name? Hi, Michaela. I just want to give this to you today because I just want to give this today. Have a great day. See? Enthusiastically, yet sincerely all at the same time. Huge difference.
Crazy.
And now, I really want to put this into action. So, we got blue flowers over here, white flowers right here in the middle, and purple flowers over here. We're going to have to get pumped up and practice our enthusiasm just a little bit. You know what's coming. Come on. Yeah! So we're going to really put this one is enough into our brains. Here's how it's going to work. We're going to start over here. You guys are going to say O, N, E. Everybody stomps. We go back over here. One is enough. Got it? And then we clap. Yep, we clap at the end. See? She figured it out before I even said it. Ready? We're going to go through this a few times. So, ready? O, N, E. Stomp. One is enough. O, N, E. One is enough. Speed it up. O, N, E. One is enough. Come on. O, N, E. One is enough. O, N, E. get all up in people's face and scare the heck out of them all the time, but really just being happy that you have a chance to serve. With that idea that one is enough. As I was wrapping up this message, I kind of thought about a few ideas with serving enthusiastically. William James said, act as if what you do makes a difference. Because it does. How cool is that? The little things we do can make a difference. When I prepare messages like this, I often go to a reference that I've had since I was a state officer in FFA. It's called Portable Pep Talk. If you don't have one, you should get one. It's a little tiny book by Alex Lockhart. And they have it categorized by topics. And they have a section there for giving, about giving. And I wanted to read just a really quick excerpt from that because it really spoke to me in the idea that you don't have to have money to give. You don't even have to have a lot of time to give. You just have to have the heart. Begin today by giving away the best of yourself. Give someone your time, your attention, your wisdom. Give away your positive attitude, your courtesy, and appreciation. Give away gifts from the heart. Love, kindness, joy, understanding, sympathy, tolerance, and forgiveness. Give away your gifts of the mind, ideas, dreams, and talents. Give gifts of the Spirit, prayer, vision, peace, and faith. Give the gift of kind words, encouragement, inspiration, and guidance. Give away the skill or ability that will help others. This is important. Listen up. Remember, what you keep to yourself, you lose. What you give away, you keep forever. Give the gift of giving yourselves away to others. So, I really, my heart of hearts, just wants to challenge you on how to serve enthusiastically. As you go throughout your day, you serve often, you serve intentionally, and you serve with enthusiasm and sincerity. It will change your life. Don't believe me? I've got one more example that I'd like to share. When we started doing Factor of 7, I think the third one that we ever did, my husband and I decided to go to Starbucks. It's a popular place for acts of kindness, which is great because everybody takes coffee. We went to Starbucks in Fort Benning, went up to the cashier and said, hey, we want to pay for the next $107 worth of coffee in line. She was like, okay, finally picked her jaw up off the ground, cashed in our money, and we said, all we want is when people come to pick up their drinks, just send them over here to the counter. We just want to do what we always do. Ask their first name, how we can pray for them. She's like, okay, whatever. It's kind of weird, but cool. So we went over there. Things went great. It was awesome. We've never been rejected with our acts of kindness. Whatever the motivation, we've never been rejected. No one's ever said, no, I don't need a free cup of coffee. I'm good. They're always like, wow, what? Are you like selling something? You want my email? No, we really don't. We just want to let you know that you're loved. And so people came through the line. I think we bought 20 some odd cups of coffee that day. And the Fort Benning Bayonet picked up our story. We were excited, not for us, but for Fort Benning. 22,000 people read this paper. And we had a little teaser up at the top. We're like, hey, that's really cool, really excited. They did a great write-up inside on the community section about what we were doing. We weren't excited about the publicity that came with it, but at the very end of the article, on the next page, it said, hey, if you have a prayer request or want to talk about anything, just email Sharita. Here's her email, here's her ministry, whatever. We didn't think much of it. Later that week, the paper comes out on a Tuesday. A couple days later, I got an email from a guy named Staff Sergeant Monroe. Staff Sergeant Monroe sent us an email to let us know what was going on in his life. He was a soldier, obviously, and it turned out that in the last year and a half, his wife died of cancer, his daughter died, and he was now a single soldier, single father to his son Isaiah. I didn't have words. What do I do with that? I asked if he needed anything, and he said, I would just love some encouragement. And so my husband and I emailed Staff Sergeant Monroe back and forth over the next couple months. A few months later, he emailed me to let me know his house burnt down. Seriously? Like, my heart just broke for this man. But he told us, he's like, look, I've been struggling for a long time. I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I never, ever, ever read the paper from Fort Benning Bayonet. He does like a majority of other people. It's automatically delivered to our house. We let it get rained on, it disintegrates, and it's no longer our problem. But he said that morning that this paper came out, he saw that little teaser on the front page. For some reason, he picked it up and decided to reach out because his heart was breaking. He had unmet needs, needing encouragement. And so we continued to just talk over the next several months. He came to church a couple times. We met him for 14 seconds one day. But we just showed him kindness through email, and one time in person, that was it. And we were called to move away from Fort Benning all the way to Fort Lewis, Washington. Here's the kicker. A few weeks ago, I got an email from our military minister in Georgia that said, hey, I know you guys have moved on already with a different duty station, but I met a gentleman you might like to hear about. His name is Staff Sergeant Monroe. He's been coming to Christ Community for several months now, kind of lost and wondering, curious as if what he's supposed to do with his life as a single dad with so much loss and pain and brokenness in his life. He's like, he's back on his feet. This last weekend, he recommitted his life to Christ because of a cup of coffee and an article in a newspaper. From showing kindness, generosity, and goodness in our heart. His eternity was changed simply because we were obedient to the call that we all have as humans to love each other, to encourage each other, to reach out to one another. And today, I want to pay it forward and I want to pass it on. I don't want you to walk out of here and forget this message. So, I would like to give you a gift. Let's make a deal. Receive this gift. It's not much, because I'm on a budget, but it's just a 2013 penny. You can use it as a necklace slip. Put it on your doorknob, hang it from your rear of your car, tape it to your locker. It's just a 2013 penny reminding us that one is enough. One is enough. They're going to be going around handing those out. And as they do that, just think about the idea that one is enough. Just like that take a penny, leave a penny situation in the beginning, we don't really think about pennies being important or significant until we need them. And sometimes we joke with ourselves and say, oh, they don't need my help, they got it. You know what? Have you asked? That's what I want you to think about. For the next few moments, they're going to be handing these out. Take a few seconds to think about how you are going to live with the mindset that one is enough. When you get these take-homes, if you choose to accept them, you can go ahead and fill out the front side if you have a pen for the ONE, often, intentional, enthusiastic. And then on the back is a call to action. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it with the idea that one is enough? Think about that for just a few moments. Friends, I cannot stress enough how you can make a difference. When we make a deal to serve with a heart that knows that one is enough, it doesn't have to be monumental. If you influence one person in your entire life, and they live better, their life is better for knowing you have made a difference. Think about that idea with one is enough. Because over time, if you develop that kind of heart within yourself, you can impact people like Joey did for the blind man in Minnesota, or how Alyssa did after she passed away throughout the world, or how my husband and I did through Staff Sergeant Monroe or Joyce in the grocery store. Friends, you have that potential, because when you serve often, intentionally, and enthusiastically, you always come out ahead. Why? Because one is enough. Thank you very much.